Your heart can carry a longing so deep that it shakes you. You try to explain it, but words fall short because it doesn't feel ordinary. It feels sacred, like something greater than just your emotions is holding it together. You wonder if the pull is your own desire or if God Himself has placed it within you. That question can either comfort you or weigh heavy on your spirit. But when the desire is from God, there are clear signs that it is not just coming from you. God does not give you feelings that trap you. He gives you desires that transform you. Your longing becomes a place where His peace, His purpose, and His timing all collide. Instead of shame or fear, you sense a steady calm that reassures your heart. This is the kind of desire that draws you closer to Him while pointing you toward love that is pure. In this video, we are going to walk through powerful signs that reveal when your heart's desire is truly from God. Each one will not only speak to your spirit, but also open your eyes to the way He works in love. And as you listen, you may begin to realize that what you are carrying inside of you is not just emotion, it is direction. Direction that God is using to guide your heart towards something far greater than you imagined. One, there is no guilt attached to your desire. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. When God is the source of your desire, it doesn't weigh you down with shame. You don't feel like you're hiding a secret that eats away at your soul. Your heart feels light because your longing aligns with His will. Guilt only shows up when desires are driven by selfishness and sin. When the Spirit is leading you, you can rest in peace instead of regret. You no longer feel the sting of condemnation when you think about them. Instead, you sense God's presence in the purity of your feelings. That absence of guilt tells you the root of your desire is not flesh, but faith. Even if others try to make you doubt, the Spirit confirms your heart is clear. You don't replay wrong motives in your mind because they don't exist. Your love feels honest and without shadows lurking behind it. You can lift your feelings to God without fear of rejection. You don't dread His judgment when you pray about the person. That peace is evidence that God is guiding your heart. The devil thrives on guilt, but God brings freedom. When guilt is absent, you can know God has touched your desire. Your longing becomes a gift that honors Him instead of shame that controls you. You know you are safe in Him because peace has replaced guilt. The absence of condemnation is one of the clearest signs that God is involved. To God confirms through peace in your spirit. And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to which also you were called in one body, and be thankful. Peace is not just a feeling, it is a confirmation from God. Your spirit settles when you know it is from Him. You don't have to force the outcome because peace holds you steady. God's peace speaks louder than any doubts in your head. Even when circumstances look uncertain, peace anchors you. You don't feel tormented about the future when God is confirming it. Peace is His stamp of approval on your desire. The Spirit whispers calm when your heart would otherwise be restless. You can lay down worry because peace covers you like a blanket. It becomes clear that this desire is safe in His hands. Every time fear rises, peace pulls you back to center. You don't lose sleep over what God has secured with His peace. This peace reminds you that He is in control of your story. Your steps are guided by stillness instead of panic. Peace allows you to walk with confidence, not hesitation. You don't chase after answers when God has already given you peace. Peace is the language God uses to show you His will. When you feel His calm inside, you know the desire is not from you. That steady peace is His way of saying yes even before anything happens. 3, the relationship bears good fruit. Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. You can tell when God is in a relationship by the fruit it produces. Your character begins to grow stronger in love, kindness, and patience. You notice that you are not being pulled into sin but lifted into holiness. A godly desire never produces rotten fruit of guilt or chaos. Instead, it brings visible evidence of God's goodness in your life. When you think about them, it inspires better choices, not worse. Your mind becomes clearer, and your actions more disciplined. Fruit reveals the root, and your fruit is healthy because God planted it. People around you notice the change without you having to prove it. They see growth that could only come from a pure source. A toxic desire drains you, but this one builds you up. It strengthens your walk with God instead of breaking it down. Even your words begin to reflect gentleness and wisdom. You become more compassionate because of how your heart is shaped. That kind of fruit is undeniable because it testifies of God's work. You are not struggling to produce it. It flows naturally. The Spirit in you bears witness through the life that grows. When the fruit is good, you know the desire is not born of flesh. It is evidence that God Himself is watering what He planted. 4. There are no hidden motives.
Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts.
When God is behind your desire, it doesn't come with selfish motives. You aren't drawn to the person because of what they can give you. Your heart is honest and not fueled by greed or pride. Hidden motives create confusion and break trust in relationships. Godly desires are built on truth, not hidden agendas. You don't chase them to fix your loneliness or heal your wounds. Instead, your longing is pure because it reflects God's heart. You are not trying to gain status or satisfy ego. Your motive is not to be seen, but to love genuinely. When God weighs your heart, He finds honesty there. That honesty becomes the foundation for something lasting. You feel no need to manipulate to keep them close. What you feel doesn't come from trying to control outcomes. Instead, it comes from God shaping your heart toward purity. No hidden motives mean you have nothing to hide from Him. That transparency is what makes your desire pleasing in His sight. You can rest knowing your heart is open before the Lord. Your desire is clean because He has cleansed it of selfishness. This proves your feelings are God-led and not born of manipulation. 5. Your desire does not lead to sin. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death. God will never give you a desire that pulls you into sin. If your feelings lead to compromise, then they are not from Him. You know this desire is from God because it keeps you clean. Your thoughts about them don't push you into rebellion. Instead, they push you to stay aligned with God's will. Sinful desires stir guilt, but godly desires stir holiness. Your longing doesn't trap you, it frees you to obey Him. You don't have to sneak around to justify what you feel. There is nothing shameful about a desire that honors God. Your connection points you toward the light, not into darkness. You notice that temptation weakens because your heart is covered. This desire does not pressure you to cross boundaries. Instead, it protects your purity and strengthens your faith. You can rest knowing this is not leading you astray. Sin's fruit is destruction, but God's fruit is life. Your desire builds your walk instead of breaking it. When God is the author of it, sin cannot rule it. That's how you know your desire is holy. It comes from Him and draws you back to Him. When you begin to see the hand of God shaping your desires, it gives you strength to trust His timing and His plan. Each sign is a reminder that you are not being led by feelings alone, but by the Spirit who knows what is best for you. If the content inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational.
Be blessed.